Hello there, my
Hey!
flock! The Badraven here today with the man, the myth, the legend,
Drewdrop.
Today we're going to be doing what today, Drewdrop?
We're going to be kind of doing a little bit of a different video. We kind of want to do a little sit down, kind of talk about, because this is something that has to be talked about because it's been going on a lot recently. It's movies, and we got to talk about it. And that has all got to do with theatrical movies at home. Theatrical movies like on VOD or same-day releases that they're in the theater on digital platforms.
Yeah, I think you're talking about like when the movie shows on Disney Plus at the same time that it's released at the movie theater.
Yeah, or like HBO Max. It's on HBO Max, but it's also in the theater, like what WB is doing, which I think is a stupid move. But we'll explain why it doesn't work. We're going to explain why theatrical movies at home are supposed to be in theaters just does not work well for us or them.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the global stuff that's going on right now, but we are getting out of that, and the movie theaters need to have movies at the movie theater. I think it's my say on the whole matter is, how can you go and expect anybody to come to the movie theater if you give your exclusive rights to the different apps or whatever, the different channels that do this, like Disney Plus and HBO Max? So it's kind of cuts the theater's throats, I think.
Yeah, but keep in mind, Disney Plus has been doing this thing where they call it Disney Plus Premier Access, where basically you have to have an active Disney Plus subscription, so you can't just watch it or whatever, pay the fee. You have to pay for your subscription on top of your subscription fee, which is increasing, by the way. You're going to have to pay another $30 on top of your subscription to unlock the movie. That is just...
Yeah, it's been crazy, and it's been going on since... What was the first one they did with it? Black Widow?
Mulan was the first one that they did that for.
You know, they claim that they made a ton of money from it because people did that instead of going to the movie theater.
But they lost money.
But they actually lost money in the long run. And two, a lot of the stars, like Scarlett Johansson from Black Widow, she's presently suing Disney because, see, when they take the money from the Disney Plus Premier Access, they keep a lot more of it than they did when the theater. Their deals were different.
Also, it was written in her contract, in Scarlett Johansson's contract, it was written that Black Widow would not be released on any type of, on Disney Plus or any type of digital
theatrical
streaming service, meaning that it will be theatrical only for its run. There would be no digital release of the film. But then they quickly changed their mind on that and decided to do it without even telling her. It made her mad, of course, because they breached the contract. But unlike being like a good person, say, hey, we're going to make a deal with you or something like that. COVID has been disrupting the world and all that. So what we'll do is that we'll give you a few million or share so much of the Disney Plus profits. They did nothing.
No, they basically just kind of threw it in her face that she got like 11 or 12 million to be in the movie. She should be happy and just go on about her day. But see, when we had big guys like Robert Downey Jr. and the rest of them, when they had their big standalone movies, they got like a cut of like the profits for the theaters in there, their percentages of that, and she was wanting the same deal. They waited forever to give the woman her own movie that she deserved from the very beginning. She should
have deserved it before.
They, for some reason, they decided that she wasn't good enough to do that way. After that was when all the COVID restrictions were gone, or pretty much gone in the summer.
Well, they were gone, but then they kind of came back in a way.
But not when hers came out. Her movie came out when?
Hers came out, and it was supposed to come out in May, but then they delayed it till July. But when July happened, almost all the restrictions were gone for the most part. Which I know, like I said, now some are popping back up. Some restrictions are still popping back up, but they're not nearly as bad as they was last year.
Yeah.
Where like last year, you could not even you couldn't leave the house because it was basically like there was nothing open.
Anyway, she definitely got no better word screwed over because she was, like you said, her contract read that it was supposed to be released theatrically only. And for some reason, they decided to do it and didn't think another iota about it. And I can understand why she would sue them for that. And I think she will win this lawsuit.
I think she will too. And then the response that Disney said back was just outright plain stupid, like idiotic. They said, "Oh, she doesn't care about people and her safety and all this with the COVID pandemic. She doesn't take into account and all this." I'm like, bro, give me a break. You literally have said, just admitted it basically, that you breached the contract, and it doesn't matter. It was in the contract. You breached the contract. Even the fans can agree on this. Yeah. It's just like, what the heck, Disney?
See, HBO Max, Warner Brothers, decided that they were going to do their whole slate of movies, and they got into some problems with the Godzilla vs. Kong people because they didn't want their movie done that way, and they had to pay them extra to be able to do that. So they didn't even think to do that for Scarlett Johansson on Disney's side of this. Also, that now that HBO Max is doing that, okay, we have kind of an example because we just watched the Shang-Chi.
Oh, yeah, Shang-Chi, yes.
Yeah, Shang-Chi, the 10 Rings. It was an experiment, so it says
Bob Chapek.
That they weren't going to put it on Disney Plus for a premium price. They were going to see how it did.
Yeah.
Well, miraculously, some reason, somehow, even in the heat of all the new Delta variant, it got like 70-some million plus 100, or close, like 94, 95 for the whole 4-day weekend. I think they showed that his experiment was a bunch of baloney because you can imagine it didn't outdo Black Widow as far as a 3-day because I think she had close to 100 million.
She had, I think he made 70 while she made like 90.
Yeah. She had the drawback of a lot of people didn't come to watch it because they were watching it at home.
I mean, just imagine if Black Widow was released only.
She could have easily made $150 million. And I'd say her contract said that somewhere. If the first opening weekend and all this stuff, she got big bonuses and that. So that was uncalled for. Also, they did that experiment. And see, when they did the HBO Max had another movie called The Suicide Squad.
Yep.
They released it day one, just like they did with Kong and all those.
But what's difference between HBO Max's digital thing is that it's just with your subscription. Meaning that if you have HBO Max, if you have HBO Max,
$15, that's all you have to pay.
Yeah, $15 for your subscription. That's it. You just watch.
So that is that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard of.
Exactly.
I mean, I know you want to get people to subscribe to your channel, but I don't even think it's doing that for them. But anyway, with that, when they released that Suicide Squad, they blamed, that supposedly took some of the market, and it did. It just like they did with Black Widow, it took her market away. What this example does not take into account, for me and the Drewdrop at least, in our opinions, the movie wasn't very good, although it didn't get a lot of word of mouth either way. Plus, it was on the streaming, so people said, I'm not going to waste my money and go and watch it out there. I'll pay $15 and I'll take a chance on it at the house. And then they found out it wasn't any good. And then they never went to the theater and watched it.
Exactly.
Right? So it doesn't matter. You got to have a movie, and then you have to have an exclusive right at a movie theater to make the people come out to go watch it. Because some people don't want to wait 45 days to see it.
Exactly.
So they'll say, well, I want to see what it's all about now. So they go to the theater. It gives them incentive to get out of the house and go to the movie theater, no matter what the relationship.
But here is the big reason why I'm against it, and my dad's against digital, movies coming out the theater
at the same day. Yeah.
At the same day, it leads to piracy. It leads to a crap ton of piracy. They'll be, like, literally already this year, people will just be sending me Google Drive links of full movies. Like, oh, here's Space Jam: A New Legacy. Or here's this movie, that movie, Reminiscence. I got the full movie. You want it, Andrew? Yeah. And I'm like, before that couldn't happen because they were only in theaters. But now that can happen because they got full 1080p, good quality versions because they're available to watch.
Yeah, before, I'm not giving kudos to this, but before they'd have to record it off a theater screen when you'd get a really crappy picture.
Yes.
And even with the best HD camcorders and stuff, or phones, it didn't look good, and the sound sounded really bad, and they couldn't get a perfect quality. Just like the Drewdrop said, now you have 1080p, sometimes 4K versions of the movie before they're ever released on DVD or Blu-ray. So how's that helping you for anything? 'Cause somebody can record that, give it to 10 of their friends. They don't even have to subscribe to HBO Max to see great quality.
Exactly. They don't even have to subscribe to HBO Max. But just like the one guy said, hey, you want Space Jam? I said, okay. And he just sent me a link. I could just watch Space Jam without having to get on HBO Max.
So you got to count that with the Black Widow experience thing, because just think of all the piracy that went on with hers.
Yes.
They didn't even pay the $30 there, and they got a perfect, pristine copy of this movie of all of her hard work. And that's the way that got done, so that you can see where the hypocrisy is here. You're not gonna. I mean, all they care about is their apps, and I know that they've got a lot of money in their apps. Their streaming services. That is what's killing it all. They're trying everything to get you onto that, just cutting the theater's throat that gave Disney and all of them all their lucrative movies. They're cutting their throats, and then they're cutting out that thing, and then that's just taking away everything for the average moviegoer, I think.
What they have realized, and they have realized this over the time, even Warner Bros. I think is regretting it right now, is that literally this is a failure. This whole concept of releasing movies in theaters and on digital at the same time just flat out does not work. They lose money on the movie. It's bad for them because not only are they losing regular money, but they are losing a lot more money because of the piracy thing. People are just going to be getting it for free. They're not even going to be paying anything for it. So they're going to be losing money there, and not only that, it's just like, I'm being honest with you. Watching a movie, like an action movie, like a new action movie on your little TV is nothing compared to the big screen at all.
No.
It's just, you don't get that experience as you do in the movie theater.
The surround sound, you might have a surround sound system, but it's not as good as they are at the local theaters. I mean, they've got even more detailed. And I'm not saying that a little rinky-dink there. I'm talking about the really nice theaters. They got the good surround sound, and you notice the difference.
Exactly. And what really showed me that movies that go theatrical only are going to be doing good was when Free Guy came out. When Free Guy came out, it did really, really good. A lot more better than expected. I think it pulled around $37.8 million for the weekend that weekend. Then it only dropped 30-some% the next weekend because
of what?
It was a theatrical exclusive.
Yeah. See how that works?
Yes.
When you make a good movie and you make it exclusive to the theaters, it's going to make more money. Think about that concept.
Exactly. It's going to be spreading around like word of mouth. That's a good movie and people are going to watch it. Like I've been telling people all over that Free Guy's an excellent movie. And people I had no interest in watching Free Guy watched it and they loved it.
Yeah. My sister was
exactly.
I just think that here's a big thing that HBO Max is overlooking, and Disney Plus. If you got this movie on, and I think they show it for like a month, and then they let it go back, and then they don't have it for so long, then bring it back. Even if you do that, after people watch that movie, guess what? They can unsubscribe to your channel.
Exactly.
So then that great big bump you might have got because this movie come out could easily be gone within a month or a few months down the line with another movie they don't want to see. A lot of that is not seeing the short-sightedness of trying to get the HBO Max to look great. It's not quite as good.
Exactly. It doesn't work. And movies now, it's looking like they are finally learning their lesson now with Venom coming out. It's going to be only in theaters. You're not going to be able to watch, which I think Sony has been like the one company so far that has not had any movie come out on digital that I know of.
Yeah, I don't think they've had anything where they released it onto like a Netflix or anything at the same time as it comes out of the theater, or even thought about doing that, just totally skipping the the theatrical experience. So I think that's why Sony is going to reap the rewards.
Yeah, they're going to really reap
because they moved their movie back, and then when they saw what Sean Sheen done for his movie, they moved it up to October. Get
they moved it
from
earlier.
Halloween, and that's going to pay dividends because it's going to have 2 full weeks before Halloween Kills comes out to make a lot of money.
Exactly. Venom, I like the way, like on the marketing and stuff, it says exclusively in theaters, only in theaters. You can only watch Venom on theaters. You cannot watch it on any type of streaming service. I don't even think it's got the 45-day window. I think it's actually longer than 45 days, but I could be wrong on that. Because Shang-Chi has a 45-day window, which I still think is fair. I think it's a little bit fair. It's still a month and a half, and if somebody's wanting to watch it, they're not going to be willing to wait the 45 days when it used to be 90, correct?
Yeah, so they cut that in half.
So they cut that in half, but I still think that 45 days is fair enough for new movies. Basically, what I'm trying to say here is that Sony is doing the best thing right now. Sony is doing the best thing right now, especially with Ghostbusters and No Way Home. They're going to be really reaping the rewards from that. That's going to make...
Well,
woo!
You can just see the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Mm-hmm. People, it outdid the Endgame's trailer. You see, because people are starving for entertainment on the big screen.
Just watch and just chill and watch a movie. I never thought there would be a world where that would be an issue. Apparently that is.
We just hear about the movies.
We just hear about the movie
theater not to be shut down. You can't shut something down for years and expect it to still survive.
Exactly. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to work. It's just not going to happen.
All this stuff is killing an industry that me and the Drewdrop love. And we want to continue to have the experience of waiting in line, getting your tickets, going to see the movie, the excitement, the crowd, the people hollering in the crowd. We love that.
We love it.
We don't. You can't get that at home.
You can't get that. It's just that they tried to take it away, and it didn't work. And this is the day we gave you the reasons why it could not work.
But all I've got to say about the matter. Do you have anything else to put about it there?
I'm all good.
But we just like to say thank you for watching us and listen to what we had to say and please leave a comment about your side of the story. We just still love to hear your side of the story. Just keep it very friendly. We can have good dialogue with each other without being hateful.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, we can agree to disagree on stuff and we can be civil about it. We'd like to say thank you for watching the channel, and we are going on a road to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. Please like and share this with your friends. It would be greatly appreciated here with the Badraven channel. We like to say, always remember, the Badraven is your friend. And from the Drewdrop and the Badraven, we're going to let you go, and we'll talk to you later. And
Drewdrop out.